In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a wise old man named Alistair. He was known far and wide for his insightful thoughts and captivating stories. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the villagers gathered around Alistair, eager to hear his latest tale. Once upon a time, Alistair began, there was a prosperous kingdom ruled by a benevolent king named Cedric. The kingdom was renowned for its lush landscapes, bountiful harvests, and bustling markets. The people were content, and life seemed perfect. Yet, Alistair continued, there was a peculiar phenomenon that intrigued the king. No matter how much gold and silver filled the royal treasury, it seemed as though there was never enough. The king wondered about the nature of this elusive money that held such sway over his kingdom. King Cedric called upon the kingdom's scholars and philosophers to help him understand the nature of money. They spent days poring over ancient texts and debating its meaning, but no definitive answer emerged. The kingdom's economy continued to flourish, but the king remained unsatisfied. One day, a humble traveler arrived in the kingdom. His name was Elias, and he had journeyed from distant lands seeking wisdom. King Cedric heard of Elias's reputation for profound insight and invited him to the palace. Elias listened to the king's concerns and smiled knowingly. "Your Majesty," he said, "money is but an illusion, a shadow of something deeper. It represents the value of goods and services, a means of exchange that simplifies trade. However, its true power lies in the trust we place in it." The king was intrigued. "Explain, wise traveler," he urged. Elias began to tell a story of his own. In a nearby forest, there lived a group of animals, a fox, a rabbit, and a deer. They had always lived in harmony, sharing food and resources. One day, they discovered a shining gemstone that seemed to emit a radiant energy. They decided it was valuable and began to use it as a medium of exchange for their goods. As the gemstone passed from paw to paw, its value grew, not because of its inherent worth, but because the animals believed in its significance. They started valuing it more than the food they used to share freely. The fox desired it, the rabbit hoarded it, and the deer felt inadequate without it. Elias paused for effect. "Your Majesty, just like the gemstone, money's worth is shaped by our collective belief. It can lead to prosperity or suffering, depending on how we choose to view and use it. Its true magic lies in how it transforms relationships, desires, and priorities." King Cedric was struck by the traveler's wisdom. He realized that the pursuit of wealth for its own sake had clouded the hearts and minds of his people. He began to encourage a culture of sharing, cooperation, and appreciation for the abundance the kingdom already possessed. Over time, the villagers embraced this new perspective. They realized that true wealth resided in their connections, their community, and the joy of simply being alive. The markets still flourished, but the pursuit of money for its own sake waned. Answer: the kingdom prospered not just economically, but also in spirit. The people understood that money was merely a tool, a reflection of their values and intentions. The illusion of scarcity gave way to the reality of abundance that had been hiding in plain sight. As Alistair concluded his story, the villagers sat in quiet contemplation. The tale of King Cedric and Elias reminded them that the true worth of life lay beyond the gleam of gold and silver. It was a lesson they would carry with them, a reminder that money, an illusion and a shadow, could only find its true meaning when woven into the fabric of a life well lived.